Hey, we've got a history lesson for you. Later this week, we celebrate the birth of our first elected governor.
And the first governor born in Alaska. In this week's Storytime with Aunt Phil, author Laurel Downing Bill tells us how his upbringing prepared him for some serious challenges leading the last frontier. This downtown convention center bears his name and his portrait, William A. Egan.
And as Laurel tells us, he had a wild ride his first few years as Alaska first became a full-fledged state. Right, Laurel?
He sure did. He and our state legislature, first elected, had a lot to do the first few years. I mean, they had to create a government basically from scratch. They built the marine highway system that connected all of southeast Alaska towns. And then they also had to deal with the devastating great earthquake of 1964, which was, of course, the largest earthquake in North American history.
How was Egan prepared to face these challenges?
Well, I think a look at his early life might give us some hints. He was born October 8th, 1914. To William Edgar Egan and his wife Cora in Valdez. Then in 1920, his father was killed in an avalanche in Valdez, so his mom had to raise the 6 children all by herself. She took in laundry, she even worked part-time as a jail matron and did sewing and stuff. And Bill, by the age of 10, was working in a local cannery to help finance the family and add to the coffers. And then by the age of 14, he was actually driving a dump truck for the Alaska Road Commission.
So driving at 14 years old, but that wasn't it. He also learned how to fly, which would lead to some big things.
He was noticed by Bob Reeves, Reeve Airways, as we all know from the past. He then started flying supplies to mining communities for Bob Reeve. He was quite the entrepreneur. In the 1930s, he went into business with another gentleman, and they bought a grocery store and a butcher shop. And during that same time period, he met and courted a beautiful new teacher in town from Kansas, who later became his wife, Neva.
So from aviation, small business owner, what eventually led Egan into politics?
His godfather was Anthony J. Diamond, for whom our Diamond Boulevard is named, Diamond School. He was a non-voting delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives, and he would send his congressional records back to Valdez, and Egan just eagerly read them, and he was just fascinated. So it's not surprising that he became a member of our territorial House of Representatives, territorial Senate, and then he also was the chairman of the Alaska Constitutional Convention when it met up in Fairbanks, 1955-1956. And then when Alaska became a state, then Egan was our first elected governor and firstborn Alaska governor too, I might add. And then he served from 59 to 66. Hickel was in then for 4 years after that, and then Alaskans again voted Egan as our governor for another 4 years.
And this week we celebrate William's birthday. When did his birthday become a state holiday, though?
Well, he died in 1984, lung cancer, at the age of 69, and the following year, the state legislature proclaimed October 8th would become William A. Egan Day. And so now we can celebrate his birthday 2 days from now and really enjoy and credit the guy that was the right guy for the job back in the day when we became a state.
Lots of credit, his contributions certainly worth celebrating this week. A very happy birthday to William A. Egan. Just 2 days from now, how about, you could say started his career at 10 years old. 10 years old, working in the cannery. Next week, we're going to tell you how Anchorage got its name.
Yes.
That's an interesting one.